Come on in. We are recording. So come on in. I'm going to make sure that I can see me so I can see you. Jump on in here. Up there I am. Cool. So Andrew is here. I see Andrew. Fantastic. Fantastic. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in. Make yourself at home for another episode of live here inside the Deep Dive Dating Project. Friends, we're going to talk about here in week 2. I wanted to do a series on this idea of masculine and feminine polarity. And wanted to, first of all, if you weren't here last week or you didn't catch the replay, and by the way, I would highly encourage you to go back, and they are in the Deep Dive Dating Project, so you can go back and watch those. And so many of you caught the replay, and if you are catching this on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you're here. If you're here live, like Andrew is, let me know that you're here, and tell me where you're listening in from, watching from. What I wanted to make sure that we are incredibly clear about, because I had some questions about this, is when we talk about masculine and feminine energy, we're not talking about gender roles or how we identify ourselves. We're not talking about that. In fact, everyone contains both masculine and feminine energy. Today, we're going to talk about in the context of sex. We're going to talk about, did I get your attention? I said the word sex. I hope I did. So come on in here. We're going to talk about sex when it relates to masculine and feminine energy. So I'm going to share my screen because I love doing that. And so many of you are visual, right? Oh, we just talked about sex and visual, right? So we're going to hop in here. Hi, Cassandra. Cassandra is here. Andrew is here from Colorado Springs, Colorado. How's the weather out there, friend? Here in Nashville, we don't care. We don't care. I'm not here to provide a weather report, right? You're like, fast forward, Dealey. So I'm going to share my screen, bring this up, bring up my slides, and right here. Oh, here's our lovely slide as we begin. So I know you can see me here in that little window. We're going to jump through these slides. So this is Love and Romance. This is a series that I wanted to bring a journey through the feminine, the masculine, and everything in between. So as we jump in here, a little bit of background. If you missed last week, and again, I encourage you to go back and watch that. But I wanted to anchor ourselves here in this slide first. So polarity, right, is opposites attract, right? We have polarizing ideas, meaning opposites. And a lot of the time in our culture, narrative, conversation, relationships, we can look at opposites and think that this is something that we don't want or desire. When in reality, when it comes to attraction in primarily in romantic relationships, it's imperative. I'm going to say that again, friends. It's imperative that we maintain a polarity, an opposites attract. And today, we're going to talk specifically when it comes to the polarity in the bedroom. I'm going to read the slide here. I know you're grown-ass adults and you can read, but I want to go ahead and emphasize this so you can hear it. Sexual connection is most in alignment when one partner provides the masculine energy and one partner brings the feminine energy. Again, the energies are not related to gender roles or how you identify. If you identify heterosexual, homosexual, transgender, we all are included here. We all possess masculine and feminine energy. What's important to note is there must, in the sexual connectivity realm, there must be a giver and a receiver. The masculine is more aligned to naturally give, and the feminine is more aligned to naturally receive. So if we're talking, I'm just speaking in terms of heterosexual contact in sex, we have a giver, we have the penis, and we have the receiver, we have the vagina. Right? So as we're talking brass tacks here, we have a giver and a receiver. That doesn't necessarily mean that a male who owns a penis cannot step into his feminine energy from time to time. Okay. Let me be very, very clear about this next little paragraph. Okay. So those of you that identify as feminine, identify as female, okay, this may resonate very clearly with you. The feminine wants to be taken. So ladies, I'm going to jump back in here. Andrew says it's -2 degrees in Colorado. Yeah, we're not there. So I'm glad you're inside and watching this live. So the feminine wants to be taken. So ladies, if you are watching this, again, if you're watching this live, wave, Show me that you're here, or if you're watching on hashtag replay. The feminine wants to be taken. Now, this phrase can be incredibly triggering, and I totally and completely understand that, and offer an understanding and a compassion. Let me go on and we'll get there. The feminine wants to be led in the bedroom. The feminine is best served and honored when she's claimed and pursued. It's true. The feminine is most honored. Gentlemen, are you listening? Are you listening? Right? In working with so many women here at Daring Deeply, I hear repeatedly over and over and over how much a woman wants to be pursued, and nothing is changing when it comes to the bedroom. It's absolutely true. Her energy is naturally, when we're talking about female, okay, heterosexual female pursuing a heterosexual male relationship, this is most notably what we're talking about here. She wants to be claimed and pursued. She wants her man to, in other words, own and lead the sexual situation. It's true. Now, there are a lot of you on this call who have had some trauma related to what I just said, okay? And I understand, and I'm compassionate, and I'm honoring you, that there may be some trauma-related experiences with this, where you're like, I don't want to be pursued. I don't want to be claimed. I don't want to be led. That sounds scary and dangerous and abusive, and I understand. Ultimately, the healed feminine wants this, okay? So we're going to keep going. Oh my goodness, those of you that are sports fans, and those of you that aren't sports fans necessarily, okay? But I think I'm going to explain a little bit more. So bring it a little bit more to everyday language. So what we have here on the screen is a picture of soccer, or football, as Europeans refer to this. You see the picture there, and then we have American football on the right-hand side of your screen, or maybe it's on the left. I'm not sure. But you can probably clearly see the two different sports. So why am I bringing this up? This is analogous to our sexual polarity conversation. Can bring some life to this. So when you're having the conversation with your partner, and I would highly, 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 highly encourage you and challenge you to do so, because after all, communication is the key to great sex. I'm going to say it again. Communication, friends, between you and your partner, wife, husband, spouse, significant other, whatever you want to call them. Sex is powerful, mind-blowing when we communicate. So having this conversation. So if you wanted to share this with your partner, with your spouse, please do share it with everyone that this may find some value. So what is soccer? It's actually known worldwide as the beautiful game. Did you hear that? Beautiful. Feminine energy, right? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean those who play soccer are all identifying and mostly in their feminine energy. That's not what I'm necessarily saying. But the actual game, the way that it's realized, it's beautiful. It's been known for that. It's rooted in grace. It's passive, right? In fact, most of the game is passing, right? Which again is a feminine energetic, okay? Touch. It's played on the pitch. Scoring is secondary. Those of you that are soccer fans probably know this, right? There are a great deal. There are a lot of soccer or football games that end in a tie. No one scores, right? It's about the process. It's about the journey. It's not about the score. See where I'm going on this? Soccer is more of a feminine sexual analogy, whereas football, American football, right? It's rooted in aggression and contact. In fact, most of the game is about other people hitting other people, right? It's rooted in power. It's tackling. It's penetration, masculine energy. It's played on a gridiron. And scoring is primary. In fact, we even call a football game boring if it's low scoring. I'm going to say it again. I think I was Dr. Seuss just now, right? If there is no scoring, we consider it boring, right? Those of us that are football fans, American football fans, love the scoring. It's power. It's rooted in aggression and contact. This is a masculine energy. It must take both for a sexual experience to be mind-blowing. Does this make sense? Does this help provide a little bit of context, a little bit of meat on the bone? I hope it does. I'm going to look down here, see if, hi, Shalon, Shalon, I'd love to know how you say your name. Thanks for joining us. Fantastic. Let me know that you're here, where you're tuning in from. So, friends, I hope this provides a little bit of context in understanding why opposites do attract, while that sexual experiences are most harmonious and powerful when there is both sexual, where there's both feminine and masculine energies, and they are polarizing. Moving on, two feminine sexual energies won't work. Well, so it doesn't necessarily mean that those who identify as female, the two females, perhaps in a homosexual experience, right, doesn't work. What I am saying, right, is that one of those partners has more of masculine energy, more assertiveness, right, more aggression, more leadership. If we have two feminine sexual energies, no one is pursuing anyone. Everyone is passive, waiting for the other one to be pursued. On the other side, if we have two masculine sexual energies, it won't work either. Butting heads, too aggressive, both trying to pursue and be in control, and no one is receiving. You get me? You picking up what I'm putting down? And lastly, opposing and polarizing sexual energies is key. Let's see who wants this. Who wants this is key to mind-blowing, body-exploding, otherworldly sex and intimacy. Anybody want that? Anyone? Anyone? I know I do. And I bet everybody on this call at some point wants that. So it's important to recognize, and by the way, again, you have both masculine and feminine energy within you. But if you identify as a woman who is pursuing a heterosexual sexual relationship with a man, right, naturally being in your feminine is super important in the sexual experience. And lastly, friends, here is what I'm bringing to you. Actual action steps to take to be in your natural feminine or your natural masculine sexual energy. On the feminine side, it's important that you tease, that you flirt, that you allure the masculine. Let the masculine know you're interested in him, but not pursuing aggressively sexually. This is a turnoff to him. Okay? Tell him, what is it about him that makes him so attractive? And do it in a creative and an emotional way. The strong, passionate, assertive masculine loves that and is so drawn to that. Surprise him with clothing that teases, insinuating language, okay? Or luring pictures if that's your thing, video. Teasing him into a future situation, or maybe it's a sexual experience right then and there. On the other side, masculine sexual energy. How is that realized? Pursuing her, the feminine, by recognizing her hints, her teasing action, and then taking action, gentlemen. Okay. Tell her with your words and especially your actions. If we hear one thing, we've heard it a million times from so many women, right? I want his words and actions to match. The same is true in the bedroom. Okay. Especially your actions, men, and how you recognize her beauty and creativity. It's super important that you recognize her beauty and creativity. That is how she is made. Okay. And then the masculine is to claim her, take her, lead her, take the initiative. Take the initiative. And sometimes the initiative is communicate with her. Say, babe, I am in this space, but I look forward to having sex with you tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. And I'm really looking forward to taking your beautiful, amazing soul, spirit, and body. You are setting the tone. You are leading the way in the bedroom. All right, friends, this is what I have. This is what I'm presenting to you. We're going to continue this series. I hope this has been helpful. It's been a lot. If you want to rewind and watch this again, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So I want you to recognize the fact, and if it's helpful to think in terms of soccer and football, right, with the opposing and polarizing sexual energies, masculine and feminine. Also, my takeaway for you today, friends, is to have a communication, have a talk, right? Be open, be communicative about your sexual experiences with your partner, right? And if you're not partnered right now, if you're in the dating space and there isn't anybody necessarily special, that's okay. Take this information for future use and also recognize that it's important, ladies, necessarily, right? That your feminine energy is taking the forefront. If you want to attract a man who is leading, taking the initiative, okay? And I know most of you do. His masculine energy is attracted to feminine energy that is receptive, right? That is allowing, surrendering. More about this next week specifically. So I encourage you to take action, have a conversation. Perhaps you watch this together, right? And initiate some conversation. And if you do have questions, if you have thoughts, put them here in the comments. I'm more than happy to address those. And as always, we are here every single Thursday at noon Central. So tell your friends who are in the love and dating space to come join us inside the Deep Dive Dating Project. If you want more information about what we do at Daring Deeply and providing life, leadership, and relationship coaching, this is what we do. So if you're interested in wanting more, let me know. Send me a DM. More than happy to do that. You can check us out on Instagram or our website, which is daring-deeply.com. Highly encourage you to check us out if you're looking to grow in life, leadership, relationships, career. If you're feeling stuck, we have so many opportunities to unstuck you. So thank you so much for being on here, friends. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Have a great, fantastic rest of your Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.